In today's episode, we are diving deep into understanding your niche market. We will explore why knowing your audience inside and out is crucial for success and share practical tips to help you connect with your target customers. Having been a teacher, I love guiding my students to enhance their skills, explore their passions, and unleash their creativity. Little did I know, I was actually helping them to lay the groundwork for their own unique paths. That's why I launched this podcast to assist you in doing the same. Marketing your niche, it's all about discovering your niche, taking action before you are ready, focusing on consistent progress, and move ahead to building a profitable online business even if you are not sure you are doing it right. Tune in for practical advice, actionable marketing tips, and strategies to build a business that brings you more freedom, more profit, even more joy. Let's get started. Hello everyone, it's Lydia Bremer and welcome to a new episode of Marketing Your Niche podcast. In today's episode, I want to focus on practical ways to utilize your niche in a market that is in a need of your skills. Understanding your niche market is crucial for your business as you need to grasp the nuances of the audience you are addressing to. Before we dive into these topics, I want to remind you of the previous episode of this podcast where we learn how to discover, explore your niche, and achieve the goals through your most valuable assets your talent, your skills, your passion, altogether your niche. If you didn't listen yet to this episode, I encourage you to download a copy of this episode and click subscribe so you won't miss the next valuable episode. Before we dive into the specifics, let's define what do we mean by a niche market. A niche market is a segment of a market that is addressing the needs, preferences, and characteristics of a specific group of people. Unlike the mass markets, which targets a broad audience, niche markets focus on servicing a smaller or specialized audience with tailored products and services. Understanding your niche market is essential for several reasons. First of all, once you find your niche, whether it's a skill, a passion, something unique you are good at, something that you do very easy and comes naturally to you, it is the time to think yourself, how can I utilize my skills, my niche on solving other people's problems in the same field and to do this better than competitors? Once you ask yourself this question, your next step is to identify your audience segment that most likely will resonate with the skills, services, or products that you are offering. By catering to the unique needs and preferences of your audience, you can differentiate yourself from competitors and establish a strong foothold in the market. This will be your 10% edge. This is pushing you ahead of other entrepreneurs who are trying to establish the same business as yours. For example, I like teaching people on how to create online courses. I like to strategize and break down processes in small steps that are easy to follow for everyone. Teaching is one of my skills. I started teaching in my early 20s, but I never thought that this will be a skill at such a large level, like teaching students from around the world online. It was never in my dream until it was. As I have children, I made time to work on their homework and taught them strategies on how to study, what steps they need to follow on the math exercises or on the projects they have to prepare. What I have heard from them more often is the same thing I heard from my students that I taught online. They told me so many times, Mom, your strategy are easy to follow. I understand the steps you teach me, and this is much easier than what the teacher is teaching me in class. Hearing these remarks so many times made me think, wait a second, If teaching comes so easily to me and I figure out strategies that are simplifying things, then I could expand my tiny audience to a much larger one. This is bringing me to the second phase on today's topic of understanding your niche ideal client, which is willingness to tailor your efforts on serving a larger audience and be prepared to gain insights from your audience on their pain points, demographic needs, so you could develop strategies that resonate with them on a deeper level. What do I mean by that? Whether it's through personalized messaging, webinars, online courses, public speaking, your niche market allows you to connect with your audience in a meaningful way. By listening to the needs and feedback of your niche audience, you could identify opportunities for your product or services improvements, new features, or entirely new offerings that address their specific pain points and desires. This customer-centering approach not only enhances a greater relationship with your clients, but also fosters long-term loyalty. So, in a few words, you have to know who your ideal client is within your niche and what problems you are willing to solve for them by utilizing your skills, your niche. By utilizing your skills and expertise within your niche, you can offer personalized solutions that truly make a difference for your clients. Whether it's designing custom software, whether you are providing financial advice or offering marketing strategies, knowing your clients enables you to provide services that resonate with them and help them achieve their goals. So take the time to listen, understand, and empathize with your clients to deliver value that truly matters. I want to tell you a story of a nurse who quit her job after pandemic and wanted to be an entrepreneur, wanted to have her own flexible time and utilize her skills and expertise as a nurse in a pediatric care to help parents handle the medical issues of children in early years of their lives. She envisioned a business where she could provide guidance and resources to parents, helping them manage common medical concerns for young children. She wanted to offer personalized support that could prevent unnecessary emergency room visits and empower parents to care for their kids confidently. She began by setting up a website which she named Healthy Little Steps. The website became a hub of information filled with articles and videos covering a wide range of topics from managing fevers and understanding vaccinations to dealing with common illnesses like colds and ear infections. Her clear, compassionate writing style resonated with parents and the site quickly gained a following. She knew that simply providing information wouldn't be enough. She needed to establish herself as a trusted expert in the field. She started a blog where she shared her experiences and insights from her early years as a pediatric nurse. She also created a series of video tutorials demonstrating basic first aid techniques and common medical procedures, which were well received by her audience. She later joined parenting groups on Facebook, participated in discussions, and offered advice where needed. On Instagram, she shared snippets of her articles, tips for parents, and behind the scenes looks at her work. She also developed online workshops and webinars on various topics such as newborn care, nutrition for toddlers, and managing chronic conditions. These sessions allowed her to reach a larger audience and provided an additional revenue stream for her business. She was able to monetize her thriving business through her blog, video tutorials, workshops, one-on-one consultations with parents. Going back to our step 2 in understanding your market, the bottom line is that knowing your ideal client, your right client, is making your job much easier in delivering your knowledge and value to the right audience. A third phase in understanding your niche market relates to the market research. That's right. You have to do the work and identify your target audience, their needs, their buying behaviors, and preferences. I encourage you to utilize both quantitative and qualitative research methods, such as surveys, interviews, asking for feedback, focus groups, and social listening, to gain a comprehensive understanding of your audience needs and motivations. For example, I read the insights of an entrepreneur who is sending surveys to her audience every 2 months as she wants to determine the conversion of her messaging and discover new opportunities, trends, and patterns. You cannot imagine, she told me, how insightful the feedback that I receive from my audience is. Every time she is reinventing herself, she comes up with new ideas that are benefiting her business and allow her to serve more people and expand her audience even further. This is a good opportunity to refine your market strategies, your messaging, and to remember that the niche market are not static. They evolve over time, so it is essential to adapt your strategies and be open to new opportunities. So never underestimate the power of feedback and communication. Encourage your niche audience through various channels such as social media, emails, forums, your community, to provide insights. Listen to their concerns, address their questions, and incorporate their feedback into your product development and marketing efforts. Building a strong relationship with your niche audience is key to long-term success in niche marketing. In conclusion, understanding your niche market is the cornerstone of effective niche marketing. By gaining insights into audience needs, preferences, and behaviors, you can develop targeted marketing strategies, tailor your products or services, and build meaningful relationships with your customers. So take the time to research, analyze, and engage with your niche audience. This is the key to unlocking your success in niche marketing. This is what I encourage you to do for this episode of Marketing Your Niche. Write a comment, feel free to ask questions, and I could address them in this podcast. And if you have not subscribed yet to this podcast, make sure you hit the plus sign on Apple Podcast or on Spotify. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Marketing Your Niche. We'll meet you next week, same time, same place. Bye for now.